first pitch is going to catch the outer part of the plate. Strike one. Kevin Flay will call the balls and strikes here this afternoon. Leah Sr. from Alabama, 5'10", 165-pounder. Good breaking ball there by Hoyt, and he's quickly ahead, 0-2. It has not been the best of 6 relief appearances for him. In 6 innings, he has allowed 6 hits and 8 earned runs. The issue has been the walks. He's got 5 of those. But Jackson Hoyt was one of those guys in the preseason that was talked about, hey, you're going to get a lot of time, and just the opportunities he's had, he hasn't been able to throw strikes.
Yeah, like I said, Sully was high on him right from the jump, and again, the walks has been his bugaboo.
After 2 good ones, 2 bad ones to Lee.
And you don't want to give freebies to this Bethune-Cookman Ball Club because everybody in that team seems like they run.
Yeah, 88 stolen bases. They've attempted 108 on the year, and there's a swing and a miss. High fastball at 93, and Hoyt gets the Gators off to a good start.
Yeah, it goes up the ladder. Above the hands, just can't catch up to a good start, as you said, for Hoyt.
So now Andre Martinez. Right-handed hitter, 309 on the year. And he'll take a fast one in there for a strike. He's from Columbia, 6'2", 200-pounder. A lot of players on this ball club from outside of the United States. And we'll continue to talk about that throughout the broadcast as Hoyt quickly gets ahead 0-2 again.
Yeah, this kid right here, big, strong kid, 20 home runs a season ago.
He's got 4 this year, go along with 21 ribbies, and he might have another one. This one deep out to left. Sears is going to go back, and he's going to run out of room. This clears everything over the bullpen, and he, in fact, does have another one turned on that inside fastball, and he did not miss.
And that's what the Bethune-Cookman club needs. I mean, they went into Baton Rouge, as we said in the open, and beat that ball club in front of a packed house at Alex Box Stadium, Skip Bertman Field. And that's not easy to do for anybody, let alone a mid-major from Florida going in there and doing it.
Yeah, they got off to a great start. LSU tried to come back in that game and just didn't have enough in them. So Hoyt gives up his 2nd homer of the year. And he's back to facing a lefty, and he'll plunk him. That's Michael Rodriguez. And a couple of quick base runners here for Bethune. They come in 25-11. The Gators 27-10. Now the catcher, and Michael Lucena will take one down low for ball 1. He's from Venezuela, 5'9", 180-pounder. No homers for the cleanup man.
Yeah, and he's good behind the plate. He's on that Posey Award watch list.
Hoyt gets that one in there. That'll even things at 1-1. Cole Stanford behind the plate tonight. He did not catch in any of the games over the weekend up in Athens. So Carson Bowen gets the night off. Breaking ball there. Well, here's how Martinez got Bethune on the board. Just a fastball that completely missed his spot. Tailed in right to the barrel.
Yeah, you get to ambush that one. He was sitting on it.
So Hoyt way ahead. Runner goes, and the 1-2 is popped up. Shallow right field. Yost coming in, and the Gator right fielder will make the catch for out number 2. So good job by Hoyt there to bounce back. You know, Nick, I think you can tell a lot about how a guy handles himself after giving up a home run. So the next pitch was a hit by pitch. But then to settle down after that, pretty good job by the freshman.
Yeah, that's one of those hurdles you have to overcome when you're a starter.
So now Jeter Poyeto. Right-handed hitters from Hialeah.
Okay, so Jeter. You got a guy named Jeter, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So I had to do some deep diving here. So they didn't have a name for him when he was born. They couldn't come up with something. Then his godmother actually heard a Yankees game on the radio. She heard Derek Jeter's name.
Okay.
And said, well, Jeter, there you go.
How about that? He turned out to be a baseball player. Some stories just write themselves. Is that a lot to live up to now, though, because you have that name? He's been pretty good, hitting above 300, 4 homers, 35 ribbies. That one down on the turf, and he had 7 RBI last week, where Bethune-Cookman went 3-1. You see Stanford back there. He had normally been the guy catching every Sunday. Well, we saw a couple of weeks ago a few mishaps in that Jacksonville game. So he's not really played since. This one right back up the middle, but the Gators had him played perfectly. And Nato will snag it, step on the bag to retire the side, and that will do it. But Andre Martinez with one swing of the bat. Al Jones will lead things off. He just went back home to Athens, and all he did was have a 5-for-5 day with a homer in front of a bunch of family and friends. So he comes in hot. Then it's Lawson and Surwick, followed by Sear, Curlin, and Stripling. Stanford, Yost, and Justin Nato will get the start at second base tonight, just his 4th of the year. And they will face a tall lefty from St. Cloud. It's Dawson Turner.
Yeah, Dawson Turner, the transfer from St. Leo. Fastball 87-89, slider and change. What makes him effective when he's on is his delivery of extension. It's very deceptive, and sometimes hitters will have trouble. But the number's not good, and there's the guy that I think he had to pay property tax in Athens. He was on base so much over the weekend.
Yeah, he grew up about 10 minutes before or from Foley Field, and you can see how hot he has been of late, not just this weekend.
Yeah, in 660 on base percentage, which is crazy. I think it was Thomas Wolf that said, you can't go back home.
Nope.
No, not with this guy.
Not at all.
He went back home and studded it up.
And it is amazing how different this Gator offense is when he's on base as opposed to when he's struggling. It's when the Gators went through a couple of rough patches because he wasn't producing at the top of the order. So we'll see how he starts here as the lefty Turner gets ready. And first pitch Hacken. Jones hits it out towards the gap in left center, but Watson will drift back and make the catch. That is something he's done a lot, Nick. I don't know how you ever felt about that, but he swings early in the count a lot, and it's paid off quite a bit.
Yeah, it's all feel. You know, there's leadoff guys through the years. They want to take one. I know Ricky Henderson was a guy that always seemed to be taking it. He's got a lot of first leadoff home runs as well, Ricky Henderson. But some guys like to go attack that first pitch fastball, and why not? I mean, with his speed, he could just hit a ball on the ground. Good chance of beating it out.
Well, here's Brendan Lawson back at shortstop tonight, and he will take strike one. Lawson missed a few games last week and then the Friday game before getting back into the lineup on Saturday and Sunday. Like a little smudge in his eyeglasses.
When he does that with his sleeve, he looks like Bazooka Joe.
The Gators certainly happy to have him back. He was a designated hitter on Saturday and Sunday. And now back to playing that shortstop position tonight as he fouls that one back. Probably still a smudge on the glasses as he didn't square that thing all the way up. Lawson still hitting a team best 340. More homers than anybody with 11, but he's no longer the RBI leader. And he'll take that breaking ball in the inner part of the plate for strike 3. So Dawson Turner off to a nice start, getting the first 2 Gators.
Yeah, we saw that in the Ole Miss game where he got called out looking a bunch of times. And this is a pitch with 2 strikes. Look, it's a perfect pitch, and a lot of times as a hitter, you can just foul that pitch off. But we've seen Lawson take a few the last couple weeks.
This is the guy that leads the Gators in runs batted in. 38 of them for Ethan Surowick. Go along with 7 homers, including one in Athens on Sunday to get the Gators off to a 3-0 lead. And you see the last 9 games for Surowick. He's homered in 3 of them, driven in more runs than games played, and a batting average that's pretty darn good. Overall, Surowick hitting .319 on the year.
The former Ole Miss Rebel and Duluth Husky in the Northwoods League, where he hit 20 home runs last summer. Starting to show that power, more consistency. Been a fine addition.
And the best part about what he's done, he's able to go to all fields. And it's with power as well. Chops that one foul past Taylor Black.
Now, it's early in this ball game. Bethune coming off a big upset last week at LSU. They got an early lead here. Granted, it's only 1-0. But still, a shutdown opportunity here for Dawson Turner and keep them believing that, hey, maybe they could do this back-to-back weeks.
One-two to Surowick. Change up. That'll miss.
That was a good
spot.
Yep. Ooh, real good pitch.
And pitching's fascinating as well. You see a guy that's 6'8". You think, wow, he's going to throw really hard. And then you see guys that are 5'9" and not going to throw hard. And you never know. Is Surowick there? Right on cue, goes the other way. That's what he's done so well. Great 2-strike approach right there to get the Gators their first hit.
Yeah, saw it deep, just filleted it out to right field. And you can see in that deceptive delivery that he has, where he just kind of holds it, and then whips it behind him. And as I said, Surowick seeing it deep and out to right field. Gators' first hit.
So now Blake Sear in the cleanup spot tonight for the Gators. Sear a .310 average. And he'll take that one just off the plate. Just the 4th time that Sear has hit in the cleanup spot. Gators are 3-0 when he's in the 4-hole. And that one is lined out into center. That ball's going to get down. Surowick sees it right in front of him, so he'll put on the brakes. But back-to-back singles here by the Gators, trying to create a little 2-out nightmare to tie this thing up.
Yeah, 2 quick outs, a couple of hits. And now you are looking for some kind of ambush right here, looking for something middle in that you could pull.
It's been 5 games since Cade Curlin has driven in a run. And he's jumping on the first pitch, and that might do it. Surowick rounding third, heading for home. He's a brown-eyed, handsome man. And back-to-back singles by Surowick, Sear, and Curlin has tied this game up at 1 apiece.
He got the pitch in, and he pulled it. Nice job of hitting right there, and there goes your shutdown inning. So now the momentum on the Gator side.
And big for Curlin there. He was just 3 for his last 19 coming into that at bat. And Florida could certainly use his bat. Now the left on left is Landon Stripling. We'll take ball 1. Stripling got to go back to his home state of Georgia. He's from Lawrenceville. And he hit a homer on Friday night. Opposite field shot just to the left of the batter's eye as he takes a strike there.
He's really done a nice job when called upon.
Yeah, he ended up starting all 3 games against Georgia. Had just the 1 hit, but he was on base a bunch. Several walks, some hit by pitches. Big swing and a miss there.
Yeah, if you're Turner, you come right back with that same pitch.
He definitely doesn't work quickly, though, so he might be out of the threshold of your rule.
Oh, it's a trip rule.
He did go back to the breaking ball. Not as good. What is it?
12
seconds, yeah. I think he was just out of that.
Yeah, you get a guy looking bad. You come out of the exact same pitch 12 seconds later, his brain doesn't have time to adjust. That's the theory.
Just 3 on the clock now. 2-1, and the pitch is off the plate. He did not go, says Victor Alejandro, third base umpire.
That was a good spot and a good take.
This will be pitch number 18 here in the first inning. Another one of those breaking balls, and Stripling's going to pop it up to center. Watson, for the second time this inning, will make the one-handed catch, and that will do it. But Gators tie it up with a single run of their own. We head to the second in Gainesville. Poll came out and had the Gators ranked 20th in the country. One day later, they come out with their projections for the national seeds and overall seeds, and strangely enough,
look at that.
Look at that circle. That's a pretty good circle, by the way, by Nick Bomani. That's the Gators at number 4 national seed. Of course, the RPI is good, and Nick, I think that's how we see a lot of stuff gauged is by that RPI.
Yeah, I think it's all going to work itself out. I mean, the Gators will have one of the top strength of schedules, top 5 in the nation. You can count on that. And they keep winning these weekends on the road like they are. My goodness. For sure. Now, look, we're halfway through the SEC season. Got to stay healthy, but right now this team is trending up for sure.
Good pitch by Hoyt after a not-so-good pitch. That'll even things up at 1-1 to Eric Almonte. And Kevin O'Sullivan certainly hopes that his team can be here at the Condren Ballpark for a regional and then, of course, a super regional. And that's how the national seeds work. If you don't know, top 8 get the opportunity to be here for 2 straight weekends.
And how about him against FSU? Is that .680 winning percentage?
Yeah.
And he has a winning record in Tallahassee. He's won 11 out of 19 in Tally.
Well, and I think the strangest part about all there just shows you how successful he is. He has swept Florida State 8 times. And in the 19 years, Florida State has only swept Florida once in that same time frame. So that's the dominance by Kevin O'Sullivan. A pretty dominating pitch right there by Jackson Hoyt. Backdoor breaking ball to get Almonte for out number 1.
Yeah, now Hoyt's in a scenario where he's got to get a shutdown point, and that is a nice backdoor. It's open.
So a couple of strikeouts for Hoyt. That's how he has started each of the first 2 innings. See how he does against Jorge Rodriguez. Strong right-handed first baseman. Fouls back a breaking ball. Rodriguez from Puerto Rico. Couple of homers, 20 ribbies for him. Gators will get some action up in their pen, Billy Barlow.
Yeah, Ponce is where they have a Winter League team for many, many years. And he was the guy that hit a home run last week against LSU in their 10-7 victory.
Yeah, LSU got off to a 2-0 lead in that one. But then Bethune put up a 3 spot. Then LSU tied it. As you see Barlow starting to get loose. LSU scored in each of the first 4 innings, but then a 5 spot in the 7th by Bethune put that thing away. Good fastball there. And they're at 90. Even up the count.
You know what Barlow brings when he comes in a game, right? A whole lot of love. Big Led Zeppelin.
That's right.
Song when he comes in.
Tried to come in again, and that one will miss. Rodriguez, a .243 hitter with a couple of homers. He had 4 hits in the 4 games last week. 3-2 is going to miss. So after the strikeout, a walk, and that's 2 straight innings that Hoyt has allowed the next runner to get on base after a leadoff strikeout.
Yeah, Sully never going to be happy with that.
So now to the 8-hole hitter and designated hitter today, Jose Fernandez.
He's another guy with raw power. Got to be careful.
He's going to get plunked. But it didn't matter. He's got the shin guard on, bounces right off of that, and Bethune gets a couple of runners on.
Yeah, just yanks this pitch. Gets him on the lead ankle.
Well, and it's the freebies that Kevin O'Sullivan does not enjoy.
Yeah, and that's one of those deals where go out and talk to him. As soon as the catcher goes back, then Sully goes out and probably makes the change.
And if you're catcher, you got to come up with something, right? Because you can't just go out there and say, hey, Sully told me to come out here. I just got to waste some time. He's about to yank you. You got to at least be good if you're a catcher, right? Come up with something creative. The old conversation from Bull Durham, of course. Nobody knows what to get Millie.
Oh, candle holders are nice. Just find out what they're registered. No, Sully's going to let him go.
To face a 9-hole hitter, Christopher Watson. And a good first pitch fastball for strike 1. Watson just 2 for 10 last week. .358 hitter. Couple of homers. Shadow continues to creep further away from the mound. And the 0-1 pitch has the back door open for strike 2. And there you see it. So no issues for the hitter, but maybe some issues out there for those middle infielders.
Well,
Lawson and Nato at double play depth.
Yeah, right field's the guy that's looking right in the teeth of it.
0-2 pitch, down and in on a breaking ball. And yeah, you can see Yost, as the pitch is about to be delivered, has to shield his eyes with his glove.
Yeah, I mean, as a right fielder, you just got to just hope for the best. You got to hope it has a lot of hang time and it goes to where you can get under it. A line drive at you, you got no chance.
1-2 pitch, another breaking ball, and it's going to get him. So another freebie, a walk and 2 hit by pitches has loaded the bases for the top of the order, and Kevin O'Sullivan has seen enough. And this again, the issues for Jackson Hoyt, a guy that the Gators are desperately looking for another lefty. And they've tried Hoyt, they've tried Eli Blair. Lugo Cancholo was better this weekend. And you know that he's going to throw, and I think the hope was just to try to get somebody else, but didn't work out well tonight. So Billy Barlow enters, and we'll give you his numbers when we come back. Time here in inning number 2. Not to be mistaken, a guy from just regular Myrtle Beach, Billy Barlow from North Myrtle Beach, which in his words is way better than South Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, Billy in his 11th appearance, 90-93 on the fastball. Good sinker, slider, cutter. And a guy transferred from Clemson. In a role that, look, it's his if he wants it. It's just a matter of a game like this, getting him multiple innings.
So there you see Hoyt's numbers. He hits a couple of guys, walks one here in the inning. Eli Blair hit 3 earlier this year against Jacksonville, and he gets a couple tonight. And that was really the demise of, losing that game to Jacksonville. Barlow was a part of that as well. But his last couple of outings have been good. 2/3 of an inning against Ole Miss and 2/3 of an inning in Tallahassee last week, where Barlow has not given up a run. But he's got a tough task ahead, as Rodriguez is at third, Fernandez at second, Watson at first. Three guys at the bottom part of the order just had to stand there and do nothing to get on base. A walk and 2 hit by pitches, as Darrell Lee will hit for the second time already in as many innings. Leadoff man struck out on a high fastball his first time up. 1-1 game. Barlow trying to keep it that way. Good breaking ball in there for strike one. Gators are 10-1 in midweek games this year. 22-3 if you count last year as well. They've been really good in games like this, but that's a really good swing by Lee. That ball is going to get out into right field, and here comes the throw, and they're going to get him. Nice job by Yost. Stripling got it and then fired a dart into Stanford. So the Wildcats get one, but this Gator outfield hoses another to keep it a 2-1 ball game.
Yeah, good job by Stripling here. He's going to cut this ball off, as this ball is starting to lose some steam, and actually one hops him if it wasn't for Stripling to keep this thing going. That's a great play by Stripling. It goes as a 9-3-2 putout.
And a little surprised that they sent him with only one out there. That ball got out there in a hurry. This one's out to right again and should be trouble. Yost trying to get there. He won't. It'll plop down before it hits the corner. Another run scores. And they're going to try to get him at second. But Martinez able to sneak his way in there. So Andre Martinez has homered and now doubled here in his first 2 at-bats.
This ball finds a home down the line. Inside outs it. Big strong hitter. Really nothing Yost could do but get it and get it in as quick as possible.
So Barlow has come in and given up a couple of hits. Single and a double, and now the 3-hole hitter Michael Rodriguez hits.
Yeah, this is a big out to get right here.
And it's hit out to Nato at second, who will make the play to retire the side. But another couple runs for the .37-1 all-time. Kevin O'Sullivan 17-1 against the Wildcats. But that one, Nick, was a pretty big one in the postseason.
Yeah, this one right here was something that made that regional go to a winner-take-all regional. I had that one with Mike Morgan. And that was a game where they got the lead, and then they brought in Anthony Maldonado. Went 4 innings, no-hit baseball. Retired all but one guy.
Yeah.
And they got the win, and it's like, oh, my goodness, it's going down to a winner-take-all game. Maldonado's in the big leagues.
And that was a team that ended up going on to win a national championship.
And the guy that Bethune beat that day was a guy by the name of Brady Singer.
Yeah.
So, and then the next day, Kirby McMullen started. Austin Langworthy came in. Michael Byrne closed it out. 6-1 victory for the Gators, and that sent them to the Supers.
Cole Stanford, the Gator catcher, ball and a strike to him, and that one hit the bull. Couple of pitches all the way to the backstop, and even Turner's laughing. But I'm sure that guy didn't find it too funny, especially after his team just scored a couple. And you know Bethune now with the early lead is going to do everything possible to try to beat another SEC team on the road. There's another one, not even close.
Yeah, they call these uncompetitive pitches. Now you can see 12-3 in their conference, 25-11 And, beating South Florida, and having close games with FSU.
Another one not even close. So a leadoff walk will try and help the Gators get a few back. Anthony Anselmo, senior right-handed pitcher, will start to get loose out there in the bullpen.
Yeah, he's been a good one for them, too. Yeah, Jonathan Hernandez, he's...
seventh year now for Hernandez. Graduated from the University of Phoenix.
Yeah, he went to Hialeah High, played for Rich Bielski, former Georgia Bulldog, one of my former players in Salt Lake City. Rich Bielski won, I'm not kidding, 7 or 8 high school titles in the state of Florida.
Wow.
With either Hialeah or Archbishop McCarthy.
Well, here's Hayden Yost. All this guy does is hit homers. 3 of them last week. 1 in Tallahassee and then 2 on Sunday in Athens as he takes that one for a strike.
So the first week of the season, I remember making this comment, and I said, hey, Hayden Yost for me is a kind of a guy that I think could get you double-digit home runs, right? I actually said that. I was talking to Tommy Slater about that. He goes, yeah, that was actually a good call because if you extrapolate it, it would do that.
Gets jammed and punches it out to left where Lee is going to drift over and make the catch. Yeah, Yost is a guy that started more than 50 games a year ago. Only ended up hitting 4 homers, but you could certainly see with the amount of doubles that it was in there.
He had that power swing in him, and that's where Yost is going to be a guy that's going to hit you home runs this season.
His brother was committed to come to Florida, ended up being a first-round pick.
Yeah, with Detroit Tigers.
So here's Justin Nato. I guess you can say the same thing about Nato. All he does is hit homers. As he takes one down in the dirt for ball 1. He's only got 1 hit on the year, and it's a home run. Nato's 1 for 9. Now in his senior season, a guy that, again, was forced into a lot of playing duty a season ago. Nato started 50 games for the Gators and hit .283 last year as he takes that one for a strike.
He's a pretty darn good center fielder. He was called on to play that position some last year.
A lot of injuries on Kevin O'Sullivan's ball club last year. And still dealing with some as that one misses off the plate. The biggest, of course, now Jackson Barberi in that Gator bullpen. He'll miss a few more weeks. You saw Lawson miss some time. Curlin missed
bunch of time.
20 games or 20 days. As Nato chops one through the hole on the right side. Little CNI single. So Nato gets his 2nd hit of the season, and bottom part of this Gator order did its job to send it back to the top.
Yeah, bottom part of the order has been coming through. It started this weekend.
So back to the top of the order now. It was the top of the order for Bethune-Cookman in the top of this inning. Single and a double by the 1 and 2 hole hitters. We'll see what the Gators have in them as Jones takes a changeup for strike 1. He swung at the first pitch that he saw and flew out to deep center field. Average back up to 329 now for Jones. Good stop there by Lucena.
Yeah, we talk about Lucena being pretty good defensive catcher. Jonathan Hernandez raving about his ability. That's why he's on the Buster Posey watch list for catchers.
He gets the sign. And a 1-1 pitch coming to Kyle Jones. He'll take it off the plate. Quick snap throw to first is wide. Into right field. Stanford's going to get held up as Rodriguez got over in a hurry. But a big throwing error right as we were talking good about Lucena.
Yeah, got a little greedy right there, and you lose the potential double play here with one out. That throws well to the right of first base.
So Jones, a great opportunity now. As good as he has been at base hits, he has not had a ton of opportunities to drive in runs. Last 18 games for Jones, he's only driven in a run in 4 of them. He's got a chance to do it here as he fouls that one back to even up the count at 2-2.
And, you know, hitting lead off, and a lot of that'll depend on what the bottom of the order is doing. Always not a great RBI opportunity batting in that spot. His job's to get on base.
It's to make contact here as the middle infielders are back, and Jones does just that. That'll be deep enough as Watson goes over and makes the catch. Stanford tagging and scoring easily. Gators get one back. It's now a 1-run Wildcat lead. So Jones with RBI 26. And again, walks come back to hurt pitching.
That was the 5th sacrifice fly for Kyle Jones.
Ties him with Cash Strayer for the team lead. Remember, Strayer had 4 straight games with sac flies. Here's Lawson, and he'll chop one over towards first. Rodriguez has it, and he's late on the flip. He couldn't make up his mind whether or not to get rid of it. Decided to, and Turner just didn't get there. So a defensive mistake right there will keep this inning going for the Gators.
Well, rule number 1 of your first baseman, if you could get it yourself, just take it yourself. He had plenty of time to take it himself. Then all of a sudden he stopped and decided he was going to flip it.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. Just get it and go. So Surowick now with the opportunity. The Gators leading RBI guy. We'll take that one off the plate for ball 1. They'll give that a hit for Lawson as well.
Yeah, in the baseball world, it's called an error of omission. And it's always ruled a hit.
Surowick got a hit his first time up. 2-strike line drive into right field. And he almost gets hit with this one. Stop again by Lucena back there.
Jonathan Hernandez really wants to see Dawson Turner get through 2 innings, because Alsamo's a guy he's going to probably want to throw from 2, 3, 4 innings if he can.
Surowick ready, and good little breaking ball in onto the hands for strike 1. Surowick now with hits in 10 of the last 13 games for the Gators. He has certainly been that guy they expected him to be. A 2-1 pitch to him is nowhere close. And Surowick this year, with runners in scoring position, hitting .364.
How big is that throwing error now? They got the runners at second and third, allowed that sacrifice fly to plate a run.
So Surowick the advantage in the count. And he won't get a pitch to hit. So being very careful. Turner throws him a 3-1 breaking ball. And it looks like that's going to be it for the lefty Dawson Turner. Anthony Anselmo coming out of that Bethune-Cookman bullpen. We'll tell you all about him when we come back. Tough spot to come. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Spot for Anthony Anselmo, the senior from Spring Hill, Florida.
Yeah, and this is a guy that's going to give you kind of a sidearm look at 80-83. Then he might mix it up, give you something over the top, but that'll only be 84-85. So he will change it up. His slider is his pitch, however. and a guy that can get you multiple innings. In fact, in their win against UCF, he went 5 innings of relief. So, I mean, this guy can stretch it out.
Well, he's got Serwick, Lawson, and Nato out on the base paths. Nato singled through the right side. Lawson singled, and then the Serwick walk. Big spot for Blake Sear. The Gators have actually done a really good job this year with the bases loaded. Florida is 23 for 59. That's a .390 batting average. And Sear's even better than that. Sear's been up there 6 times this year with the bases loaded, and he's gotten a hit in 3 of those at bats. Already got a single tonight as he lined one into right center field in his first at bat. Gators would certainly love to get Sear going. In a little bit of a funk right now. But a base hit here could certainly change that. And the first pitch to him, a frisbee slider that's nowhere close. Ball 1.
Yeah, actually, he went 6 1/3 against South Florida in their victory against the Bulls. One of 2 victories against the Bulls, I may add, this year. They're 2-0 against them.
Breaking ball again, and it's capped off the end of the bat. Could be a tough play out there in no man's land, and it's going to be caught. What a job by Jeter Poyeto. He made that name look like the older guy, Jeter. And that saved a couple of runs and keeps Bethune-Cookman ahead in this one. Wow.
Are we at Yankee Stadium back in the No, we're at Condon Family Ballpark seeing a Jeter make a great play. Gators down 1. We play 2.
Those SEC teams in the top 25, 10 of them part of that 16-team league. See the Gators checking in there at 20. And that pull, as this one is hit to the right side, good job by Stripling to go get it, and he'll flip to Barlow covering to retire the side. So 1 pitch, 1 out as Michael Lucena, the cleanup man, is retired. And that's why polls are weird, dumb at times, because you have so many different ones. Obviously, different people voting for different things, and you're 20 in one poll, 7 in another, 11 in a different one. It just sometimes it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
to
you
people.
just gotta, you gotta sit back and watch this whole thing play out, because D1, you got the Gators. We talked about is 20th, and then they're ranked as a 4 national seed.
Poyeto hits it out to Lawson, and Barlow has been very efficient with his number of pitches. He threw 5 pitches to 3 batters last inning, and now he's thrown 2 pitches to 2 batters here. So 7 pitches to 5 batters.
Yeah, he's got to get a 0.
Yeah.
That's his job right here in this inning.
I will bet you my entire pack of sweet gummy bears that I got earlier, he won't swing here.
That's right. You are not supposed to do that.
That's the old Little League play, though, by Almonte. You're not bunting. That bothers me when you're squaring. I mean, sit there and take the pitch.
Yeah, I'm with you. I've said this many times. I've talked to umpires about it, and they said unless it's obviously a ball, they'll ring a guy up when he does that.
I mean, we're not 12 going to Cooperstown as this one misses down and in. And I think even at this level, when you see guys do that on a 3-0 pitch, like that's
it makes sense.
rec league, not D1 baseball. Almane struck out his first time up, but he's 1 pitch away from walking here as Barlow's slider will miss in.
I said Barlow needs a 0, not a vowel. That would be what, Wheel of Fortune. You know who went to his high school? North Bartleby? Vanna White.
Really?
Yeah.
And that is a certain no-no. 2 pitches to get 2 outs, and then you walk the next guy. Have you watched the new Wheel of Fortune with Ryan Seacrest? Can't be as good.
It's good to see he got a job.
He's got a few.
Yeah, he does.
Here's Jorge Rodriguez. Although I will tell you, I have watched the new Jeopardy, and Ken Jennings does a really good job trying to replace Alec Trebek. I got my first ever Final Jeopardy answer a couple of weeks ago.
Stop it.
I thought I was the coolest person on the planet.
First ever?
My first ever. I know I don't watch it every night, so it might have been 30 times that I've never gotten it right. But I think it was...
What was it, the best team in baseball? Who was it?
It was a sports category,
Yankees?
so it's pretty good. And 2 of the 3 missed it, so I felt even more cool.
All right, what was the question?
I don't even remember.
Okay.
Well, Barlow all of a sudden can't find it, so Kevin O'Sullivan wants to have a quick conversation with him. Nobody warming up out there in that Gator bullpen, but you can see the frustration on Kevin O'Sullivan. Again, you're facing the bottom part of the order now. You got 2 outs on 2 pitches, and then you've thrown 6 balls since.
Yeah, it just drives a coach crazy. And we talked about it. Why is it that 2-out walk ends up scoring?
Yeah.
Way more than you think, right?
And I think when you look at it, again, I think it's an intensity that has to bother that guy right there, because he's taken so many teams to the College World Series, understands what it takes to win. It doesn't matter if it's Bethune-Cookman or Georgia or anybody that's on your schedule. To me, you should have the same mentality, the same fire, the same want to play just as good against a team like this that you would against an SEC team. And I think that's a lot of the struggles for a lot of these coaches. And there, the conversation worked. Chopper out to Lawson. He'll come get it and throw across in plenty of time to retire the side. So Barlow hangs the first 0 of the night for Gator pitching. And we'll head to the bottom of inning number 3, where Bethune leads it 3-2. As they try to stay hot, both of these teams won 3 out of 4 last week. It'll be Curlin, Stripling, and Stanford for the Gators, facing Anthony and Selmo. Came in and got the final out of the 2nd inning.
Yeah, and just he's going to give you that different look. I mean, he's going to be a soft tosser, a thumber as they call him, but he's very effective.
And that one's in there for a strike. And I think when you think a lot about the midweek teams like this that come in and beat SEC teams or bigger conference teams, it's because it is that different look. And you don't have a lot of guys on your staff that throw that way, so it's tough to really see it.
Yeah, you don't see the Darren O'Days anymore in the SEC. It's not a thing, right? So when you face these guys, it just really, at least one at bat, it throws you off, right? Usually out in front, so you usually see a lot of pop-ups on guys like this.
0-2 to Curlin is off the plate.
And that's why he's able to extend a relief appearance. Talked about that 6 1/3 back on March 31st against South Florida.
Another breaking ball, and Curlin just has to throw his hands at it.
There's that pop-up.
Rodriguez looks up into the sun, has no problem without number 1.
Yeah, and that's what these guys will do. They'll get you the one-hand everything because you're just way out in front. They're very, very frustrating. You just got done playing FSUs of the world where they have like the guy Stokes throwing 100 at FSU, and the guys at Georgia that throw, mid to high 90s. This is a different look for sure.
And again, the energy's not the same. There's not as many people in the stadiums. You're not up for it, but you got to be ready.
I mean, it's not like you go in the tunnel down there and go, put the machine on 82.
Sure.
You just don't, right?
Stripling flew out to center his first time up. He has done a good job at watching the baseball. Stripling, limited time, several walks, hit batters as he takes that one in there for a strike, a 2-0 breaking ball.
You know, a guy like Salmo, he'll want you to put the ball in play. Now, they're a 960 fielding team. That's not great.
Neither was that pitch. Change up way off the plate. And Stripling will pop one up. Same thing. Look at Lucena. The catcher was way out there and finally bails as Rodriguez comes in and gets it. And 2 weak pop-ups here for the first 2 outs of the inning.
The reason I knew that I've faced guys like this, and I've had teammates myself. We've all done it. You face a guy like this, and you're so far out in front, you just pop everything up. And it's frustrating.
So the Gators threw a 0 on the scoreboard. Anselmo trying to do it for the Wildcats here in the bottom of the inning as Cole Stanford takes a breaking ball for a strike. It's really been feast or famine for Stanford. He's 6 for his last 30 at the plate, and 4 of those 6 are homers. He has all of a sudden found the long ball in his swing. This one off the end of the bat, no problem for Watson. So 3 weak pop outs for the Gators here in the 3rd inning, and they go quickly in the inning. We head to the 4th. Bethune-Cookman still up 3-2. To the right of the batter's eye.
Looking good tonight, Century Tower.
You ever been in the top of that?
Not that I know of. I don't believe so.
Been a lot of rumors and stories over the years.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, Billy Barlow back to work, and first pitch breaking ball is a little high, ball 1.
It's a Gator thing.
Yep. 8-9-1 for the Wildcats. Jose Fernandez walked his first time, or was hit by a pitch as he tips one into the glove. Fernandez, a .310 hitter, 4 homers, 23 runs driven in. And that one is hit pretty well. Sear trying to get there. He won't, and it's going to get into the bullpen. A hanging breaking ball. And Fernandez, the 8-hole hitter, leaves the yard for the 5th time this year.
You know, he's talking about his raw power first time he came up. He showed it there.
Yeah, he was only in the lineup 2 of the 4 games last week. They put him in there tonight, and he delivers down to the bottom part of the order.
Hanging slider. Match him with raw power. There's your result. They were in Itabena last weekend playing Mississippi Valley. Jerry Rice's old school.
Yeah.
You know who's from Itabena? Or at least pretty darn close. B.B. King.
Really?
Yeah.
Barlow misses with a couple of fastballs on the inner part of the plate to the 9-hole hitter, Christopher Watson.
Well, I tell you, they're supplying the Blues tonight for the Gator fans.
And Barlow misses badly again.
Yeah, and you don't want a crooked number here because you got this Alsamo guy out there that could frustrate you all night.
There's one.
You know how you get to an Alsamo guy, start the inning? Lay a bunt down.
Yeah.
That usually will get
Mess
him
him
going.
up a little bit.
Yeah.
That one inside. So he threw a 3-1 breaking ball to the 9-hole hitter and walks him.
And Sully trying to buy some time. Saying, all right, get out there.
And nobody is really throwing aggressively. The Gators just got a couple of right-handers to start to get loose. It's Caden McDonald, first one up.
Yeah, he's not even throwing from the mound yet.
And you see Christian Rodriguez there to the right. Rodriguez, a guy that has not had many opportunities this year. Just 2 appearances for Rodriguez on the season. But that's a guy, I think, for games like this especially, that Kevin O'Sullivan would love to get going. I mean, you're talking about the National High School Gatorade Player of the Year with several state championships. Kevin O'Sullivan out to the mound.
Now, based on what we've seen, I mean, it's either going to be the longest meeting in home or what, because Caden McDonald, I don't think he's thrown from the pitching rubber out there yet. So he may give him one more hitter. Now he's finally on the rubber. So that might be the plan. Get him to take about 4 or 5 there and then do the rest on the field.
Yeah, there's no conversation going on. They're just waiting to buy time. And finally, when the home plate umpire, Kevin Flay, gets out there, the move will be made. So not the best outing for Barlow. Certainly not what he expected. And the righty Caden McDonald, who threw once over the weekend at Georgia, will come into the ball game. We'll give you his numbers when we come back. Well, already the third arm of the night for Kevin O'Sullivan, as the Gators have brought in righty Caden McDonald.
Yeah, when you're ringing Caden, one thing Kevin O'Sullivan knows, look at that bottom stat, and all you need to see is right there. 4 walks, and that's why he's in this ball game, because he's got to stop the bleeding somehow. He does not overpower. 90-91, but a lot of strikes. He's around the plate, curve, slider, change. And he's been effective in this role.
So Hoyt, the starter, faced 9 guys. Went through the order once, went an inning and a third, giving up a hit and 3 runs, all of them earned. A walk, and then he hit 3 guys. And then Barlow faces also the lineup once, and through 9 guys, he gave up 3 hits and a run with a couple of walks. He'll be responsible for Watson over there at first base. So Darrell Lee hitting again. 3rd time in 4 innings for the leadoff man.
Big lead.
McDonald was really good a week ago in Tallahassee. Ended up picking up his 3rd win of the year that night as he throws strike 1. Went 2 2/3 innings in that hostile environment. Allowed just 1 hit and no runs. No walks and a couple of strikeouts.
Watson 6 for 6 in stolen bases. Big lead at first.
So McDonald chasing back.
They started a runner early. The ball was put in play. But look for Jonathan Hernandez to be aggressive here. I mean, if you think about it, Bethune's got nothing to lose.
No.
I mean, you know, you beat LSU last week at their place. You're playing the Gators, another ranked team. If you got guys that can run, why not?
And you got a couple of guys out there that can run. So tough to turn a double play. Lee has grounded into 2 of them, though, this year. Bethune has hit into 18 double plays on the season. Good change up there from McDonald. It's capped for strike 2.
A lot of times coaches like to run on this count. 1-2, it's a breaking ball count. If he throws that changeup again, he'd be able to get a good jump. That's his biggest lead.
Long hold for McDonald, and there is that changeup again. Good job by Lee to fight it off.
You see what Caden McDonald does. He holds the ball, and what he's trying to do right there is upset the timing of the runner at first base. And when you hold that ball, a lot of times the heel of that base runner at first base, they'll hit the ground. That's not what you want.
quicker to the plate that time, and he'll get a called third strike.
He quick pitched him. Lee wasn't even ready for that pitch. So think about this. He's held the ball very long, and then all of a sudden he gets it and goes.
Inning not over yet because Andre Martinez is coming up. He's a single and a triple shy of the cycle. He's already doubled and homered and driven in a couple.
Yeah, now Jonathan Hernandez has to say, okay, I got my big bopper up here. Do I send the runner? And then they pitch around him. So he's got to make that decision as a coach.
Good breaking ball there for a strike. Donald's still chasing him back, and you wonder if that changes too, though. If it's 2 strikes, is the thought process different?
You're probably going to send him with 2 strikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another slider, and that one just misses.
And the reason you would do that, obviously, the Gators aren't going to pitch around the guy with 2 strikes. So. And again, if you got the ability to steal, don't sit on it.
That one hit hard, but right to the third baseman. Serwick goes to second for 1, on to first, and that will do it. So around the horn, 5-4-3, inning-ending double play. Good job by Caden McDonald. Come back and hang a 0. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th, 4-2. But that kid must be disappointed after his team got swept by the Rays over the weekend. Good to have the Trop back open. Been more than 550 days. The big league ballpark. Rays playing good baseball again. Good to have Major League Baseball season back.
You know, it's Mel Ott's kid.
Yeah.
Well, I talked about laying a bunt down. You got the third baseman basically giving you a bunt if you want it.
Way off the bag and a couple of steps behind it as Hayden Yost steps in and takes that one off the plate.
I mean, it's almost a guaranteed hit, especially with Yost's speed.
Yeah, Anselmo falls off the mound the other way. Spits on that breaking ball. Yost got jammed in his first at bat. It'll fly ball to the left fielder. 241 hitter. As he takes that off the plate, ball 3. So you would assume no swing, and there wasn't. Gators trail by 2 here in the 4th inning. No more sunshine at the Condren Ballpark tonight. Lights will take over for good as Yost pops another one up, but that'll reach the seats. Well, it was 3 weak pop-ups last inning for the Gator offense, and that would have been another one.
Yeah, guys like him, he's hard to barrel up, at least first time through, right?
So Anselmo back in the count. Here comes a payoff pitch to Yost, and he pops it up again. Got in on his hands, and Poyeto, much easier catch than he had a couple of innings ago in the second to end a Gator threat.
I feel partly responsible for this.
Yeah, called it.
Yeah, I said these guys get you to pop up. It'd be 4 in a row here.
It's really 5 because remember Sears was.
That's true. Yeah.
The pop up, just a heck of a play.
Yeah.
By Poyeto.
Again, they move in a little bit at third.
For Justin Nato, he singled in his first at bat, just his second hit of the year. 2 for 10 on the season for Nato. now in his senior year. Hits that one hard, and that's through. So a couple of knocks for Nato. And the Gators finally barrel something up against Anthony Anselmo.
Yeah, that's good to see right there. You know, you love to see these guys. You got to be a good teammate. You're not playing every day. It's hard, especially if you played as much as he did a year ago and the year before at JU. And getting a shot here to play and delivering, that's good stuff.
So he only had one hit on the year. It was a homer. And he's got 2 tonight. As Kyle Jones will try to hit it somewhere other than the center fielder. He's done that twice tonight, although one of it was a good thing. He drove in a run with a sac fly back in the second inning.
Yeah, productive out. His 5th sack of the year, sacrifice fly.
A breaking ball missed.
.42 ball game, and Jonathan Hernandez, he knows he wants to get at least 3 or 4 out of Anselmo. Nobody up in the pen.
That one will miss.
And usually in a midweek game, and a lot of times we've seen it through the years, they've got somebody up after the guy's in the second inning. Somebody's throwing in the pen because it's usually 2 innings, 2 innings, 2 innings. That's not how Bethune is looking at this game.
So Yost didn't swing 3-0. Jones is not either, and it's not even close. The Gators have a chance now with Lawson to even this game up or take the lead. Lawson still trying to get out of a funk. He was going through a point where he was getting walked so much he never got the opportunity to swing, and now when he has swung, he's just 7 for his last 24 as he takes that one in there for a strike. Hits in just 5 of the last 12 for Lawson.
Yeah, he's facing a guy that last fastball was 79.
Oh, 1 pitch to him is a big swing and a miss. Slowed it down even more, and Lawson was nowhere near it. So a big hack to get in an 0-2 hole. Lawson, the Gators' best with runners in scoring position. He's hitting .556 as he awaits the 0-2, and he'll take that one down in the dirt.
Yeah, and this is where, at least the last week or so, he's been taking a lot of 2-strike pitches and getting called out. So you got to fight off those borderline pitches. Good speed on the bases.
Lawson ready. And that one hit hard but foul.
Call those designer strikes.
How come?
Well, they're foul balls and they look good, but they don't really do a whole lot.
Good exit velo off the bat. And a bunch of pitches into Lawson. And that one down again. So it'll even up the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
This is a big at-bat in this ball game.
And Lawson squibs it right off the end of the bat.
That's frustrating right there as a hitter. You could see how frustrating it is for these Gator hitters being so far ahead of these balls. You say, well, if he's so far ahead of it, why didn't he pull it? Well, he pulled the pitch before. He was so far ahead of it, it hit the end of his bat.
Yeah,
that's how far ahead he was. And that's why it went down the third base side.
So another 2-2 pitch coming his way, and that one off the plate. It's almost like we need them to, during batting practice, take our statistician, Steve Egan, and have him throw BP. He can thumb it up there about 75. Then they'll get good timing for it. So now the 3-2 pitch, and Lawson hits it out to deep right center field. Rodriguez going over, though. The wind's going to hold that thing. And now Watson, the center fielder, holds it into his glove. So just a loud long out, the second one of the inning. Just got under it a little bit. The wind is coming across from that scoreboard in right center field, so he hit that right into the teeth of the wind. You can see how much Old Glory held that one up.
See how aggressive the Gators are here. First and third, potential tie run in Jones at first base, but you got your power guy at the plate.
Serwick pops that one up. And that's not going to do much either, as Lee will drift in and make the catch. So Lawson and Serwick can't do any damage. And the two best RBI guy in this Gator offense can't get the Gators on the board. We'll head to the fifth. Wildcats up 4-2. Tough this SEC is, and a whole bunch of mess right there in the middle. Georgia on top at 11-4. Couple of teams just one game back. Gators 2 games back, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 within a couple of games.
Yeah, and if the Gators can match that in the second half, you're talking possible national seed, right?
Yeah, 18-12 would certainly put you at that point.
Oh, you're definitely hosting. That's for sure.
Caden McDonald will face the middle part of this Wildcat order. 3, 4, and 5 coming up. And the first pitch down low to Michael Rodriguez. Rodriguez has been hit and grounded out. Came in really hot. He had a great week last week as he takes that one down low. He was 7 for 11 in the 3 wins. Bethune-Cookman had that win over LSU and then lost to Mississippi Valley in the first game, but came back and won the next 2 in big-time fashion, as that one will miss up. Bethune-Cookman scored 28 runs and gave up just 2 in the final 2 games of that series.
And it was Bethune last year in the Tallahassee Regional. Made some people squirm. I mean, Jonathan Hernandez, what he has done with that program.
Well, you don't see that too often. Caden McDonald walks the batter for just the 5th time this year, and it's another leadoff walk.
Jonathan Hernandez, how about this? He gets the job. Things are going well, then COVID hits, and then 2021, Bethune-Cookman furloughs him. They don't have a team that year where everybody else did. He had to go out and drive an Amazon truck just to have income coming in. His wife supported him, said, this is your dream, and I'm going to back you on this. And next year they reinstate the program, and he's one of the fine young coaches in the country. And his way of recruiting and what he has done over there is what made Bethune a very successful program.
Runner goes. This one a little lazy fly out to center. Jones can't get there, so the hit and run executed perfectly. And the Wildcats first and third, nobody out as they try to add to this 2-run lead.
By the way, that was really good base running by Michael Rodriguez. Jones tried to decoy him to get him to stop, and he read it that it was going to land, play in front of him, and went right on to third. So he sees it, and he reads it. He knows once he sees it falling. I've seen base runners just stop and get decoyed and start running backwards towards first base, but he didn't.
So here's Jeter Poyeto. McDonald got an inning-ending double play in the 4th. One can't end the inning here as Poyeto swings and misses.
And give out to Jonathan Hernandez, what he's saying, that he recruits a lot of these international players, because he said an international player thinks of us at Bethune as a D1 school you want to go to.
Yeah.
It's like they're our major.
This one out to center again. Jones is going to have to try to run it down. He will, but plenty deep enough for Rodriguez to score. So the leadoff walk comes back to hurt the Gator pitching staff once again. That's the 3rd freebie that has scored tonight. 2 walks and a hit by pitch. Well, and yeah, I could see why that would work. I mean, you're hanging out and, hey, you get to come to Daytona Beach.
Yeah.
It's world famous. And
Well, yeah, and he said there's, a lot of these kids he's getting from Dominican Republic and Aruba and Puerto Rico. He said a lot of those guys aren't being recruited by the D1s.
Sure.
And all of a sudden, the word is out. This is the place you go to. You go to Daytona Beach and play for Bethune-Cookman. And the other part of his lineup is he's gone JUCO, a lot of state of Florida JUCO.
This one hit hard and past the diving Nato. So another base hit as Eric Elmane slices one through the right side. And these Wildcats came to play.
Yeah, and here's another thing they don't do. They don't get a lot of transfer portal guys that are coming from big schools down to them.
Yeah.
Because his philosophy is they come down to us, they're going to think of us as a step down. He gets the JUCO kids that know that, hey, going from a JUCO to Division I Bethune-Cookman, that's a step up, and they're eager and still hungry. They're not deflated by not making it in that D1 school that they were originally recruited to.
Yeah, that's a great way to look at it as Jose Rodriguez gets jammed. He'll pop one up to Lawson, infield fly rule, but he'll catch it. And nobody moves aside. So they're being aggressive here off of Cade McDonald. A lot of early in the count swings. Yeah, you look at the roster and Meridian Community College, Indian River State College, Tallahassee Community College, again, Indian River, Pasco Community College, Florida Southwestern, Hillsborough, Florida State College. There's a whole bunch of them as Jose Fernandez fouls one off. And here's what Jose Fernandez did earlier on a hanging break-in ball from Barlow. Left the yard for the 5th time in the season. Donald misses down low as Skylar Sanford starts to get loose now in the Gator bullpen.
Yeah, and it was Coach Hernandez says, Fernandez has a 110 exit speed on his balls. We saw it earlier.
Pops that one up. We'll see if Stripling's got enough room over towards the Gator dugout. He does. And that will retire the side. But a leadoff walk comes back to haunt the Gators once again as a couple of hits and a sac fly bring them in. We're halfway through this one. Wildcats lead by 3. Past the halfway point to the bottom of inning number 5. Gators have allowed runs in 4 of those first 5, and they've only scored in a couple. 1 in the first, 1 in the second. Anthony Anselmo continues to baffle bats. He has run through the Gator order once now, as Blake Sear will come up and face him for the 2nd time. Every out that he has recorded has been in the air. A lot of weak pop-ups, just 1 base hit. It was by Nato, and then Kyle Jones walked after that. So Florida now the 2nd time through will have to figure something out differently. Little equipment malfunction. And this is normally an every game occurrence. Either by a catcher or the pitcher.
Or both.
Or both. Sear steps in with a .314 average. And another weak pop-up. But that one will reach the seats. And at some point, you have to change the approach.
I'm telling you.
It's hard.
You want to lay a bunt down. I'm telling you, the third base is actually in the left field right now. So, I mean, it's there. And the amazing thing is, you just want to put pressure on the pitcher. Get him in the set position. Look how deep he is. There's no way he's going to get to any bunt. If you want to bunt it right out, in fact, you could show it right now, and he won't get to it.
That went over the top and a little bit harder.
Yeah, over the top is something he does, and he'll get 84, 85 out of that. So now you've seen him once from down under, he may switch it up on you, and that's something he does. And he's frustrated many a club on long relief outings this year.
Sear quickly in a 1-2 hole. And he'll line one into center field. Sat back nicely on that one, and a sweet swing by Sear gets the leadoff man on.
Good. Yeah, and that's what you need to do. Get him in that set position early in an inning.
12th multi-hit game this year for Sear as he went down and got it. I think part of it, too, not laying down a bunt, it's almost like these guys come to the plate and say, well, I can easily hit that as Curlin chops one foul. So it's like, why am I going to give myself up? But I agree with you.
I mean, you don't want this guy to run away and hide. I mean, he went 2 innings against FIU earlier this year, 2 1/3 against Miami. Had a real good outing, 3 1/3 against Florida Gulf Coast, not a bad team. And he only gave up 3 1/3, 4 hits, no runs in that one.
Gene Zambrano starting to get loose out in the bullpen now for the Wildcats, a right-hander. As Curlin awaits the 0-1 and takes it for a strike. And Zambrano,
he's the guy.
Been good.
Yeah, he closed it out, I believe, against LSU last week.
Earned run average of just over 2. Here's the 0-2, and Curlin taps it into the glove for the strikeout. That was a big swing.
Yeah, I mean, here it is, 75 miles an hour. It just really swings hard.
Yeah, Zambrano went 3 innings in that LSU game, allowing just 1 hit and no earned runs. Here's Stripling. And he can't check his swing.
Yeah, I mean, the bet is for the Gators tonight is it's going as the plan for Bethune on how they're setting up their pitchers. And the fact that Turner escaped but only giving up 2 runs.
Stripling a nice job of hitting. He punches one the other way. Sears got it in front of him. He's going to try for third, and the headfirst slide is in time. Nice hustle by Sear, and the Gators have runners on the corners with only an out.
That's a strange throw from the left fielder right there. Good hustle by Sear. Right, he's going to see it down the line, and he's going to go, okay, I'm getting 3 here. Play in front of him.
So Cole Stanford will try to deliver for the Gators.
Got to get something this inning.
Misses that breaking ball, Bradley. He has really struggled with guys in scoring position. Stanford hitting just 143 this year. That one a little blooper. Give me another tough play. And the shortstop's going to make the catch. Sear thought about trying to, but he can't. And Almonte did a really nice job as the left fielder and center fielder. Leon Watson had no idea where that ball was.
It was a good job by Taylor Black, too, keeping Sear there. He uncorked an amazing throw with all his momentum going back. Watch this. That thing got near home plate in a hurry.
And I think what made it even better for Almonte, he caught that ball facing home plate. If he's running out towards it, then you might send Sear with his back to the plate. So now it's going to take a 2-out base hit from Hayden Yost.
Wind blowing out to left field now. Left field and towards the left field line.
Yost will take that one for a strike. He's popped up twice. When he faced Anselmo, it was a pop-up to the second baseman.
This would be change his arm angle on him.
Stays to the side, and Yost fouls it to the end of the Gator dugout. And he is quickly in a 1-2 hole. Gators with 8 hits tonight. They just haven't been able to come up with a big hit. Yost, a 300 hitter this year with 2 outs.
You got to think up the middle here if you're Yost right now.
He did go up the middle, and it's going to be a heck of a play by Almonte again. Wow. Went out and caught a pop-up to keep Sear at third, and then he just dove to save a run, robbing Yost of a base hit. Keep this a 3-run ball game.
Well, good pitching, good defense, and Bethune does a great job. Second great play by Almonte in that inning, keeping the score at 5-2. Wildcats coming up, going to the 6th.
Well, a lot of kids having fun on the berm tonight. Gators certainly not having fun as they trail it 5-2. As Bethune-Cookman has scored in every inning but one tonight. And a great play. Just kept the Gators off the board again as the 9-hole hitter Christopher Watson steps in. That one off the end of the bat. This is going to be a tough play. Sear went back and can't come in and get it. So where Bethune-Cookman was able to make those couple of plays, the Gators can't. It's a leadoff single.
Third time he's been on tonight. And the wind will knock that ball down as it's slicing from center to left.
So how about the last 2 hitters in this Wildcat order? Been on base 5 of the 6 times tonight. Turns things back over to Darrell Lee at the top of the order.
They will sack on you.
Lee gets sorted on a first pitch fastball. He has struck out twice tonight. Other at bat was a good one though. RBI single into right field back in the 2nd inning. It's from Troy, Alabama. And he squared a bunt, pulled it back to take one at the knees for strike 2.
Yeah, they got 13 sacrifices on the year.
McDonald's 0-2 is down in the dirt. Could stop by Stan. Changeup. Eli Blair starting to get loose now. Another freshman lefty for the Gators, joining Skylar Stanford out there.
Yeah, here's what's weighing on Jonathan Hernandez's mind here. Do I start my runner here, or do I wait for my big boppers to come up?
He's staying put, and we'll do it again.
Another reason why you keep that runner there, keep that hole over on the right side in case he pulls it that way.
McDonald's 1-2 is going to get him. The hat trick tonight for Darrell Lee as he chases one up and out of the strike zone.
Two-seamer up the ladder. And now you got to pitch careful.
Because Andre Martinez has done a lot of damage tonight. Homer and a double. Couple of ribbies for the right-hander. It'll pop this one up into foul territory. Stripling over, fighting that wind, but he'll come in and make the catch for out number 2.
Stripling, a very productive night for him.
He made a play on a ball at Georgia, too, over the weekend. I thought was great for a first baseman. He put his head down and ran to a spot.
Yeah.
Instead of watching it the entire time. We've seen a lot of first basemen miss balls because they're following it the entire time. As Kevin O'Sullivan is going to make his way out of the dugout.
Yeah, he's going to go with the lefty here.
So Sully going to make a move for the matchup. And Eli Blair will pop open that Darren O'Day bullpen door. And we'll give you the numbers from the big freshman lefty when we come back here on the SEC Network. Freshman lefty Eli Blair.
Yeah, I mean, the big 6'8" lefty. And yeah, Sully loves this guy, too. He said this guy's got a pretty good future now. Eli Blair, we've seen him a few times. He's had some good outings. You see the ERA 4.91, but look at that, 8 strikeouts, only 2 walks in the work that he has done. 87, 91, somewhere in there. They're actually, talking to Sully, we're waiting for his velo to spike. And they said he's not going to sit at 91. He's eventually going to get higher than that.
Yeah, last time out was a good one against Jacksonville here at the Condren Ballpark. He went an inning and 2/3 of hitless, scoreless baseball through 33 pitches that night. So his job to get out Michael Rodriguez, as Michael Jackson was playing over the loudspeaker. Nick's excited to go see the movie.
Yeah,
it's coming out soon.
Yeah. Got to see him in the Destiny tour at the Orange Bowl.
Really?
Yeah.
How about that?
Him and his brothers.
Blair's first pitch, a nice breaking ball in there for a strike. Rodriguez has been on base twice tonight. He's been hit and he's walked.
Big lead at first.
He's actually been hit 13 times this year.
They want to go over there.
And they will. For those that don't know, we do have an earpiece into the pitcher's helmet. So that's why when Nick says that, they throw over.
That's not true. Wouldn't that be something?
It would be kind of interesting. Here's a 1-1 pitch, and that one misses in. Well, those are fun broadcasts when they do have the communication in with an outfielder or something, and they're talking to him during spring training games.
I actually broadcasted a minor league game.
Did you?
Where I was calling the offense and all the bunt and all that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it made This Week in Baseball.
How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Twib notes. 2-1, nice fastball moving down and in, and that'll even up the count at 2-2.
And we won.
Nice. Those were the good old days. Watching, you get one game of the week, and Johnny Bench comes on with the chicken. San Diego chicken.
Ted Gianolis was undefeated managing in Salt Lake City when Ted Gianolis came to Salt Lake City.
Wow.
And on the road, too. We always won when Ted was there.
Runner goes, 2-2 pitch is a pop-up. Mile high out to center field. Jones will battle the wind. Say he has it, and he drifts over a whole bunch to make the catch and retire the side. So nice job by Eli Blair to help throw a 0 on the board in the 6th. We'll move to the home half. Bethune-Cookman still up 5-2. Home half of the 6th. Here's how we got there. Bethune with a 5-2 lead over the Gators. Martinez, double and a homer, and much better hitting with runners on base for the Wildcats tonight, as the Gators are just 2 for 8 with runners on scoring position. They have left 9 on base, and Anthony Anselmo really good again.
Yeah, and here's what I like about him is that and that. 1 walk, and of course, no earned runs. And if you're coach, you're saying, man, exactly what I ordered for this night. My middle guy to go length and throw zeros. Jonathan Hernandez got to be feeling like this game is going right to plan.
Nato's had a good plan at the plate tonight. Couple of hits for him. One more than he had on the entire season as he takes that one off the plate. Righty's still getting loose for Bethune. It's Zambrano still. 1-1 to Nato, fouled off the other way.
Yeah, in a perfect world for Jonathan Hernandez, they want to get Alsamo through this inning and perhaps have him maybe start next inning and then Zambrano finish it off.
Good take there by Nato. Yeah, Bethune's 12-3 in the SWAC. They're playing really well. It'll be a one-bid league into the postseason, so you got to win your conference tournament more than likely. But wins like this will certainly help if something like that didn't happen. Nato, another weak pop-up. And Lee will drift over from left field to make the catch.
And again, the absence of trying to lay a bunt down to start an inning when it was there. I mean, you just got to break the cycle. You just do something different, right?
Well, Kyle Jones had a 5-hit day on Sunday. Doesn't have one today, but only one official at bat as he has walked and hit a sac fly. Jones 8 for his last 18 now as he misses that off-speed pitch.
See, not only are you getting thrown off by the velo, but where he's putting the ball is very frustrating to the hitter. He doesn't lay anything right down the middle.
The importance, again, of these right-handed hitters to try to go the other way. But you see how shallow the outfielders are playing as well. I'm not sure if there's been any team to come in here and play that shallow.
It's as shallow as I've seen this year.
That one way off the plate again. I think for two reasons. One, the wind, but I think they realize, that Anselmo gets a lot of just weak contact. So it's helped them snag about 3 balls that are normally in no man's land. That one in there for a strike. And the count full to the Gators center fielder. Anselmo has what he wants. And we'll do it again. Over 60 pitches now for Anselmo.
Yeah, but at that velo, that's like nothing. He's built to throw at least 80, 85 in a relief outing.
And Jones going to get on base again. Both walks have been to him from the Wildcat right-hander. Brendan Lawson's turn. Back to playing shortstop tonight after being the Gators' designated hitter on Saturday and Sunday.
Now it's up to the offense to start bunching something up.
Well, it looks like Anselmo
is
hurt.
Yeah.
Had to go down to a knee. I thought he was tying his shoe, but they immediately recognized that that wasn't the case. Athletic trainer out.
He's pointing at his foot.
There you see him winching as he went down. Again, looked like tying his shoe, but He can't even put pressure on his heel.
Let him throw a few.
Looked okay there. Not really a wince, and he wants to stay in the ball game. So he'll fight through whatever happened.
The old momentary tweak.
Yeah. Which happens a lot at our age. A little tougher to get out of bed these days. And I think the worst part, Nick, and I don't know if you had to go through this, but it's like every time I go to squat like in a catcher position, you just hear crackling. Like, what is that? Do I have some candy and wrappers in my pocket? Here's Lawson. That one off the plate.
Now it's time for the Gators to punch some hits here.
They're still out hitting the Wildcats. 8-7, just haven't been able to do much damage with guys on base tonight. Lawson will take that one for a strike. He was up there with a couple of guys on base his last time up. Ended up flying out to the warning track in right center field.
Outfield is backed up a few steps with Lawson on.
That one's down. Lawson does more walking around the batter's box than anybody in college baseball. Always gets back in time. 10 seconds on the clock. And he'll miss that one. And I think for him, tonight especially, just try to punch one the other way.
Yeah, with the wind blowing that way. And he did a nice job of that in Athens over the weekend.
Big bases loaded double that drove in a couple in that Sunday game. He's drawn the count full here. That last one just 67 miles an hour.
Yeah, and you're torn whether you want to run here or not. You're down 3. Last thing you want is a strikeout throwout.
Jones going, and Lawson's going to get plunked. So a walk and a hit batter gets a tying run to the plate again, and back to the mound comes Jonathan Hernandez. And that will probably do it. The move has been made.
Yeah, he got all he wanted out of his reliever, Alsalmo, here. He's done a nice job.
Zambrano's been out there throwing for a couple of innings. Now he'll throw on the mound at the Condren Ballpark. Great job by Anthony Anselmo. He'll get a nice round of applause from his teammates. And we'll come back and set the scene here in Gainesville. So move to the bullpen for the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. They'll bring in their third arm of the evening, and it's a right-handed senior from Venezuela, Giancarlo Zambrano.
Yeah, and only his 6th appearance of the year. Why is that? Because early in the year he had 10 to 9s, but since he's been back, he's been really good. 8 innings, 8 hits, 5 walks, but 13 strikeouts. Got the save last week at LSU when he went 3 innings, only gave up 1 hit, no runs to close out that game.
Anthony Anselmo was pretty special tonight.
Yeah, Anselmo, and what can you say? He did exactly what he was asked to do. lengthen this game out, leaves with the lead, and leaves it up to Zambrano here.
Ends up walking a couple and hitting a guy. 2 of those on base right now as first pitch breaking ball to Ethan Surwick misses. Surwick singled his first time up, then a walk and a fly out.
I think the Gators just happy to see more of a conventional thrower at this point.
And Surwick hits that one up into the air. It's traveling as Lee will battle that wind. Catches it right on the edge of the warning track, and both guys will have to stay put. So an unproductive out there by Surwick as both Jones and Lawson stay put. Now 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, just got under it a tad with that wind that's cutting across diagonally, really hurt it.
Kevin O'Sullivan talked about that last week, how many crosswinds have been a part of games this year. More so than he could ever remember. So here's Sear now with 2 outs.
And we've seen Blake Sear line home runs down the line, hit the berm in left field. If he could get something in or third, this would be the time to do it.
He's got a couple of hits tonight. His 12th multi-hit game of the year. We'll take that one for a strike. The fastballs from these Wildcat pitchers tonight are slower than the changeups that they saw from the Georgia pitchers over the weekend. And Sear can't get 84 with some sink. So he's in a 1-2 hole as the Gators continue to struggle tonight with runners in scoring position. Nice job again back there by Lucena.
Zambrano 88-91 as compared to Anselmo, who was what we've seen 74-79 in a lot of pitches.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the inning, and Sear squibs one right off the end of the bat.
It's almost like you're staying with a plan. Hey, look, if we're going to beat Florida tonight, we're just going to do it all our off-speed stuff.
Yeah.
And let them try to beat us that way, because right now still you got to see this pitch deep and maybe shoot it to right field. Sear did that his last time up. He did it nicely.
So another 2-2 pitch coming his way, and he fouls it off again.
It's the hardest pitch a Gator hitter's seen tonight at 91.
Sear ready. And that one's lined back up the middle and going to get down. Jones will round third, head for home. He's a brown-eyed, handsome man, and a nice job of base running by Sear as well. He saw that throw go over to third base, so he takes the extra bag. And he's in scoring position with a couple of outs. 3-hit night for Blake Sear.
Great job seeing it deep up the middle, working that middle part of the field. And again, Blake Sear on top of this steals this extra base, as they did not work that cutout correctly. They just left second base open, trying to go to third base on a play where the guy was going to walk over there.
So Kate Curlin now a chance to maybe tie this game up as he lines one out into the gap. That ball's going to get down, and it will be tied. Lawson scores. Sear scores. And Curlin, first pitch hacking, evens this game up at 5 apiece as he sends one out into left center field. Big 2-out nightmare here for the Gators as they put up 3 runs with 2 outs.
Yeah, give them a little velo and they're going to take care of it. Hanging slider, and he just splits the gap in left field. Gets on top of that pitch, and that's how quick it has happened. The Gators tie this thing up. Get the crowd back into it.
And huge for Curlin. He had gone 5 straight games without driving in a run. Here's Stripling trying to now give the Gators a lead, but he'll foul the first one back. So Curlin with 3 ribbies tonight. And the Gators get a 3 spot here in the inning.
Well, getting Anselmo out of this ball game was huge.
Big deal. Florida had been 2 for 9 with runners in scoring position until Sear and Curlin just delivered.
Stripling's been clutch.
.333 hitter with runners in scoring position. And that one right off the end of the bat, right to Rodriguez, and the first baseman will step on the bag to retire the side. But a nice inning for the Gators as a walk and a hit by pitch come around to score. Sear and Curlin do the damage. We head to the 7th, a new ball game in Gainesville. 6 innings in Gainesville, might as well not played any. Right where we started, even. But each team now with 5 runs. Gators have pounded out 10 hits, a couple of big ones there in the 6th. As Eli Blair, the freshman lefty, gets back to work. He got a pop out to end inning number 6. He'll face 4, 5, and 6 in the order as Michael Lucena, the Wildcats catcher, steps in. He's got a single in 3 trips. So big spot for Blair now as he throws ball 1.
Yeah, and you want to compound that momentum that you just gained by getting a shutdown point here.
Lucena, a .336 hitter, takes that one off the plate. Well, the Gators issued a leadoff walk in the 5th that came around to score. A 1-out walk in the 2nd that scored. And quickly, Cole Stanford out to the mound, saying, hey, throw a strike. You got a guy up there with as many homers as Nick Belmonte this year. But I'm not counting your co-ed softball stats. Well, Kevin O'Sullivan might have seen enough already as Gators were able to tie this game up and can't afford to have the free passes, so he makes his way to the mound. Cooper Walls now starting to throw out in that Gator bullpen. That just shows you right there how much Kevin O'Sullivan wants this game.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, he talks about it midweek. Keep that momentum going into the SEC weekend.
And the move is going to be made. So after a couple of pitches that weren't near the strike zone, Eli Blair will get pulled and Cooper Walls will come in. We'll step aside, come back and tell you how. So another move to the bullpen for Kevin O'Sullivan. This will be the 5th arm of the night, and it's a guy that has started a majority of the year. Last 4 appearances have been out of the bullpen, though, for Cooper Walls.
Yeah, I mean, a guy can go mid-90s on the fastball slider change. You know, primarily a strike thrower. Now, again, out of the pen, hasn't gone that well. He's pitched a total of 3 innings out of the pen, and that's in, let's see, 4 appearances. But it hasn't been good out of the pen. It's something that Kevin O'Sullivan says, you know, this could be our long relief guy. Then, of course, you know, you get in a playoffs postseason where you need 4 starters.
Yeah.
You get in tournaments. He wants to make sure he's right leading into that.
Well, Walls came in against Georgia, did not look good. He threw 7 pitches and gave up 2 hits and 3 runs. Ended up losing. He took the loss. Been much better as a starter. So we'll see what he can do here as he inherits a 2-0 count, and now it's 3-0. So Lucena will not be swinging here. And Walls gets one in there at 93. So we'll see if he can come all the way back. And that one will just miss. So it will in fact be a leadoff walk. That'll be charged to Eli Blair. Well, there's only been 2 innings tonight where the Wildcats have not scored. The 3rd and the 6th. Here's Jeter Poyeto. 0 for 2 tonight is a right-handed hitter. That one spins in there for a strike. Did get a sac fly his last time up. And when he drove in that run, it made it 5-2 at the time. Breaking ball again. That one's going to get out to right and get down. Little blooper off the end of the bat, and here come the Wildcats once again right after the Gators just tied it up.
Now, a couple of things that Jonathan Hernandez could do at Bethune. Now, this is a team that's bunted successfully 13 times on the season. However, is this the time he's going to do it?
Almonte has come in as maybe the hottest Wildcat.
And he has no sacks on the year.
He really tore it up last week. Gators expecting it, though. He does square, and the first pitch is going to hit him. At least he thinks it did. The umpire, Kevin Flay, did not call that a hit by pitch. He's already thrown everything aside.
See if it hit him in the foot. Yeah, it did.
Yep. Got him off the very top of the foot. Well, we're going to get a look at it. And even though we've already gotten a look at it, I think the only thing that you could say is he actually lifted his foot into the baseball. It was down, and then you see him.
No, they could say he's trying to get out of the way of the pitch. That's why he's lifting it. That would not be the reason. The only thing you could check and see if he offered at it, but they did not call that he offered at it. And you know that when a ball hits you in the foot.
Oh, yeah, and he knew it immediately.
That, yeah.
He took off his foot guard, everything else.
Let's put it this way. He sold it.
Oh, yeah.
That's for sure.
And this is the best look, and it obviously shows that it scrapes the top of that shoelace. So if it stands.
I mean, it's not obvious in that replay, I will say that. And remember, the call is that it did not hit him.
Yeah.
I mean, be honest with you, it's going to be hard to overturn that, but let's see. They got an acting school at Bethune-Cookman? Because that was a pretty good job if it didn't hit him.
Well, and that's something that we've seen with the ABS this year, too. There's some hitters that are so confident, they're already taking off their shin guards and arm guards and elbow guards and everything else, and they start walking down to first.
I mean, the fact that it was a no hit by pitch, and that was not an obvious replay. Whether he thinks it hit him or not, the replay is not what I would say conclusive. This could be interesting. This could change be a big call in this ball game.
Here comes a decision.
Pitch did not hit him. Bethune is charged.
So they will say it did not hit him.
Yeah.
And Almonte is completely perplexed.
All right, so did it hit him? Perhaps it did. But when it grazes you like that, and the replay's not going to show it definitively, what, are they going to take the hitter's word for it? I mean,
so he's got to get his gear and put it back on.
should he gone into a limp? Call the trainer out? All right.
Take off his shoes, show. Oh, and now Jonathan Hernandez and company want to have a conversation.
Yeah, an offensive meeting, what they want to do. They showed bunt, so what do you do here? Now, usually the rule of thumb is this. If you're showing bunt and you're sold on the fact that you're going to lay one down, then you do it on 1-0. You also do it on 2-0. You also do it on 3-1, right? Because if that's what you're believing in doing. The only way you would take it off here is if they do the rotation play where you have the first and third baseman crashing. Then a lot of times you would give the hitter license to pull the bat back and swing away if he sees that. All right, the way they got it set up here, it's just straight bunt defense in on the corners.
Serwick reading it over at third, and Walls is going to miss again.
Well, you know, and it gets frustrating too. You know, Kevin O'Sullivan is in the dugout, watches it going, man, the guy's trying to make it out here. Just let him do it. Because the last thing you want to do is walk him.
And this is what we saw at Georgia with Walls. Lack of command and ends up hitting a guy. There's a nice bunt. And the only play will be to first, and it's wide. Walls never set his feet. He throws it into right field, and they get one run, trying to get another, but he'll stop, and Pueyedo will retreat back to the third base bag. So just like that, the Wildcats take the lead, and Kevin O'Sullivan wants to have a quick conversation.
This might have to do with the runner going down the line.
Well, Hank Himenen's the crew chief.
Now, he came over and he was straddling the chalk line. You want to be to the right of the chalk line when that's going down the line.
There was a play similar this weekend at Georgia. It was a perfectly executed bunt. Getting down there, no problem, and then he's inside before he steps in foul territory before stepping on the bag.
Well, he was literally on the grass. And then,
Yep.
and then he cut across.
He's still talking to Lawson about, hey, man, that ball hit me.
Yeah, he said. Quite an interesting last 5 minutes here.
So some small ball here, but it was a leadoff walk again that started things.
See, he's on the grass, and then he works his way back over and hits the green bag.
Walls had time to set his feet. He looked at third.
Does he get SAG credits? He's been on TV here for a while.
Yeah. So another interesting call.
Now, sometimes a ball will take you to where you will be running on the grass and you cut over. But what they're trying to figure out is the fact that when he was on the grass and when he was cutting back over to the green base, which he did eventually hit, did that interfere with the throw? That's what they're looking at, deciding right now. Well, the call again is no interference.
And he started on the line, went into the grass, but went left and then came back right.
And they're not so much worried about hitting on the grass is when did he come over from the grass. Now, does that see that throw was wild? I think no matter how you're going to play it, yeah. I have a feeling this call may stand. Let's see.
There is no running lane interference.
Yeah.
Florida has one challenge left.
Yeah, I mean you can go on the grass as long as it's not interfering with the throw itself. He got himself back over in time. That's what they have decided on that replay.
So the Wildcats second and third, still nobody out here in the inning after the Gators had just tied it up. And Florida will now bring in the infield for Jorge Rodriguez. And that one, a heck of a stop by Stanford.
And that tells you something, too. We're in the seventh inning. Nobody out, bases loaded. You're rolling the dice a little bit bringing the infield in this early in the inning.
There you see the drawn-in infield. Dribbling pretty far off the bag for the 1-0 pitch. And it's right back up the middle. That'll score a one and maybe another. Here comes the throw from Jones. It'll be cut off by Stripling as Almonte scores. And a big base knock by Jorge Rodriguez. His first of the night makes it a 3-run lead once again for the Wildcats. Well, Cooper Walls has not fooled anybody.
And that's where you want to hit it with the infield in. Line drive right up the middle.
Here's Jose Fernandez. He's homered tonight. And now being asked to bunt. And he'll get it down, but in foul territory.
How about that? The guy with the biggest raw power on the team.
Skylar Sanford getting loose again in that Gator bullpen.
Jose does not have a sacrifice bunt on the season.
The Wall's going to plunk him. So Cooper Walls continues to struggle out of the bullpen. Two-seam run right to the back thigh. So Walls now, an inning and 2/3 at Arkansas, gave up a couple of runs. Got the loss in the Jacksonville game a couple of weeks ago. Did not get an out in a relief appearance against Ole Miss. And did not get an out against Georgia. Does not get an out here tonight either. And another new arm coming in. It'll be freshman Skylar Stanford. Tell you all about him when we come back. Another arm for the Gators is another freshman, third one of the night, and it's a 9th appearance for Skylar Sanford.
Yeah, pretty darn good numbers early on, 92 to 94 on the fastball, slider and change to go along with it. Throws a heavy pitch. Those kind of things induce ground balls. And right now, I mean, Kevin O'Sullivan, he's looking for any out any way he can here. Third pitcher of the inning, no outs.
Pitching, all the difference in ball games, and obviously the Gators have some really good ones that they have thrown out there on the weekends. You now look at what's happened here in the midweek, and you look at Bethune-Cookman's upset against LSU last week. In that game, LSU pitchers had 11 walks, 9 hit batters combined, and tonight the Gators 5 hit batters, with walks combined 10. So a lot of freebies. And they have certainly hurt tonight. 4 of the runs so far tonight have scored because of freebies. Here's Christopher Watson. And the 9-hole hitter is going to let that one go all the way to the backstop. So the struggles continue for these Florida arms, as that one was nowhere close. So Watson was ready to sacrifice. He didn't need to on the wild pitch. And the Gators bring the infield in again.
Now you're forced to bring the infield for sure. You're down 3.
Watson has been on base every time tonight. Nowhere close. Hit by pitch, a walk, and a single.
Speaking of crazy things that happen in the SEC, Northwestern State beating LSU right now 2-1 in the 5th at Alex Box.
There's a strike. 95-mile-an-hour heater by Sanford. And now another.
Boy, you need a strikeout right here in the worst way. Or some kind of unproductive out.
Sanford last appeared in that Jacksonville game a couple of weeks ago. Threw 48 pitches that night. 2-2 here is fouled off. Souvenir onto the berm. Gator outfielder's pretty shallow for the 2-2 pitch. And he got him. Nasty slider there from Schuyler. And a big first out here to the 7th.
Well, this is one of the better pitchers thrown by a Gator pitcher tonight, and that's outer third. In that situation, you're opening up the zone if you're Watson, and he chased it.
Well, Darrell Lee has already struck out 3 times tonight. Gators would love to give him the golden sombrero as he fouls that one back for strike 1.
Yeah, and now it's one of those deals where, okay, you got a runner at third. My guy's having trouble making contact. Safety squeeze, maybe? Who knows?
Stanford saves Sanford.
It's been like a hockey goalie this inning.
Yeah.
Right there.
One and one to number 1. And that one is high.
Reason why you wouldn't squeeze here, a left-handed hitter.
Two 2-1 pitch, nowhere close again as Sanford continues to miss up with that fastball.
Yeah, and these are big misses because the hitter's now not even offering at them. Now they can lock in on a fastball in their zone.
So Lee will be ready to hit some heat, and he fouls it back.
Got his pitch.
Well, you know what's coming. Who's going to execute better?
Well, the guy on deck is dangerous. You don't want to load him up for him.
So Sanford ready. The 3-2 pitch is lined into right field for another base hit. Second one of the night for Lee. And that'll score another Wildcat as Rodriguez comes in to score. And it's now a 4-run advantage for Bethune-Cookman.
Well, you're forced to sit on a fastball he gets it, and he turns on it.
Middle fastball. And Lee just won the battle, so he has been Jekyll and Hyde tonight. 2 singles that have driven in runs and 3 strikeouts. As now the 8th man to bat in the inning is Andre Martinez. Gator middle infielders back at double play depth. Runner goes, and no throw will allow Lee to swipe second base. His 10th of the year. They've now got 5 guys in double digits.
This is crazy. After giving up the 3 runs, the Gators tied this thing up, and they haven't blinked an eye.
Stanford continues. Ball and a strike to Martinez. Infield comes in, and that one chopped fair down the left field line. It's going to be a couple more runs for the Wildcats, and Martinez has had himself a night. 4 RBI, 2 doubles and a homer, and just like that, the Wildcats are blowing this thing open.
Coming back with 6 runs this inning. Pitch finds a home down the line.
It all started because Eli Blair threw 2 balls to start the inning. And then a switch was made. So now Michael Rodriguez the 9th man to bat. And still only 1 out. He's been on base twice tonight, but no hits. 0 for 2 as he takes that one off the plate for ball 1. Rodriguez was 7 for 11 last week in the 3 wins. Look out. I mean, that could have been almost like what we saw in Baltimore. Did you see that, Nick? Where the Baltimore manager got smoked by a line drive?
Yeah, I mean, it's dangerous in these ballparks.
1-1 pitch, fouled straight back. There was a ball laced into the O's dugout. It hit Craig Albernaz, the manager, directly in the face, and he suffered a fractured jaw, 7 fractures in his cheek. As this one is grounded right side, and that's going to sneak through. Martinez trying to score. Here's a throw, not in time from Yost. Ball gets away, and that's going to allow Rodriguez to get up to second base, and it's now 12-5 Bethune-Cookman.
Seven runs this inning. That's incredible. I mean, Bethune-Cookman, they take Florida's 3 to tie it and come back and don't flinch.
We'll charge an error to the catcher there, Stanford, for allowing the ball to get away. And the runner up to second base. So now the guy that walked to start the inning hits again as Michael Lucena takes strike 1. Lucena's 5th AB. Gators are getting Christian Rodriguez now up in the bullpen. Another ball down in the dirt Stanford has to get. And Rodriguez will snag the extra bag on another wild pitch. Just the inability to throw strikes really has haunted the Gators. So the infield comes in again as this inning is about to hit 28 minutes long and still only one out, as this one is squibbed out towards Stripling, and he'll win the foot race to the bag and finally out number 2.
As crazy as it sounds, keeping that runner at third, you'll take anything you can get at this point, because you don't know what's left in the Bethune bullpen. Zambrano was not a mystery to the Gator hitters. So
no.
You know that maybe they could put an inning or two together here.
Here's Jeter Poyeto. And he can't catch up to 96. Justin Morales starting to get loose, another righty out in the Bethune bullpen.
Yeah, Morales is one of their better relievers, if not their best.
Sense a chance to win, you certainly want to do whatever it takes to make that happen.
Yeah, well, what they're trying to do is to beat LSU on the road and Florida on the road in back-to-back weeks.
Good fastball there for strike 2. Poyeto singled after the leadoff walk. That made it first and third, nobody out, and that's when the clock really started rolling in this inning. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that will finally do it. 30 minutes long and 7 runs deep for the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats, as they have done a whole bunch of damage, and that's a whole bunch of happy Wildcats as well, as they put up 7 runs in the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th, 12-5 Wildcats. As we head to the bottom of the 7th inning, big 7-run 7th for Bethune. We'll see how the Gators try to answer with the bottom 3 hitters in their order. Alongside Nick Belmonte, Jeff Cardozo here with you. Steve Egan, our statistician. As first one misses inside, Scott Snyder, our producer, engineer extraordinaire, and a whole bunch of great camera crew making this thing happen tonight. Thanks for joining us. Bethune-Cookman trying for another big upset. They've had a good couple of weeks.
Yeah, they've been giant killers, and you know they're a ball of confidence in that dugout right now.
Cole Stanford, the Gator catcher, tonight 0 for 2. He has also walked and scored.
You know that Jonathan Hernandez said to Zambrano, son, throw strikes.
And he does, to even up the count at 2-2.
It's all about getting early base runners here.
Another pop-up. There's been a whole bunch of those tonight. This one out towards Poyeto at second base, and he easily has it for out number 1. That is now 15 fly ball outs that the Gators have hit tonight.
It's got to be a season high. We're in the 7th.
A lot easier to catch a fly ball than field a ground ball, especially when you got a team that came in fielding just 960. Here's Hayden Yost. He'll take that one down. Gators play again in 2 days. Auburn comes to town for a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series. 7 o'clock on Thursday night, 5:30 start time. A weird one on Friday. And then high noon on Saturday. As Yost takes that one way off the plate.
Well, you almost got to be taking 2 strikes here, don't you?
Mm-hmm. He only needs to take 1, though, as that one misses. 4-pitch walk to the 8-hole hitter, and Yost reaches base for the first time tonight. Justin Nato's had a nice night. Couple of singles as he gets the spot start at second base, and he'll take that one down low for ball 1.
If I was Jonathan Hernandez here, I'd probably play behind that runner at first. I don't mean play it deep, just play right behind him. Give yourself, especially with the left-handed hitter up.
Yeah, Noah Nato has punched a couple through that right side already.
You mean force the Gators to steal, which probably the risk reward's not going to say to do it. So, well, he's got one of his main bullpen guys out there.
Yeah, Justin Morales. Zambrano didn't listen to him about throwing strikes. 6 straight wide ones. And the conversation has to be, listen, you're facing a couple of guys at the bottom part of the order. Stop nibbling.
I think he's ready out in the pen. He's been throwing for a while. He should be loose.
No, they're not going to go to the pen. Zambrano stays in there. Wildcats trying to beat the Gators for just the second time ever. First time in regional play back in 2017. And that one not close again.
The reason why he leaves them in, I would think at this point, is because you have a 7-run lead. You got a couple of hitters to play with here before you bring your guy in, or have to bring your guy in to throw multiple innings.
Ball 8. As the great Harry Doyle set in Major League. Still 4 away, though, from what Wild Thing Vaughn did. But we won't see whether or not Zambrano's going to get to that point, as another move to the bullpen happens. Righty coming in, we'll tell you about when we come back.
Touch 97, 98, curveball on the change. And you see those good numbers. He's trying to get a little revenge because he did not have a great night against LSU a week ago. But he's one of their top relievers for sure. In that LSU game, he went 2 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs. They were all earned, but he walked 4, only 1 strikeout.
That's the difference. Top of the order coming up for the Gators as they try to find their way back into this one. They tied it in the 6th, then gave up 7. Back-to-back walks. Has a couple of blue jerseys on base for Kyle Jones, who fouls off a first pitch fastball.
And before he got his nose bloodied against LSU, Morales had an ERA of 1.13. Almost doubled in one night.
Jones has walked a couple of times tonight already. Take that one up. Bethune has walked 6 guys tonight. The Gators have walked 5, but hit 4 more. That one, nice breaking ball in there for strike 2. Big hole to the right side for Jones. Outfielders have backed up. That one short hops home plate. Nice stop again by Lucena. Both of these catchers tonight have been really good back there.
Yeah, the only miscue for Lucena was that back pick he tried and he threw it away. It's the only error for Bethune on the night.
Jones ready. Couple looks a second. Now the 2-2 pitch, and that one gets away from Lucena. A little tougher on that short hop. So another wild pitch is going to put a couple of Gators into scoring position. Jones has already driven in a run tonight with a sac fly. Sure, the Wildcats would take that as opposed to a base hit. Tied for the team lead with 5 sacrifice flies this year. They'll get ready for the payoff pitch and slap that thing foul. Lawson lurking.
Yeah, he'd love to get up there with the bases loaded.
One more wide one would make that happen. Here comes the payoff pitch to Jones, and he'll slap that into left field. Going over to get it will be Lee. Deep enough to tag and score will be Yost. So another sac fly for Kyle Jones. I'm sure the Wildcats will take it. Now a 12-6 lead.
Yeah, they'll definitely trade it out for a run and maintain a 6-run lead. Productive out, but the Gators need a bunch of hits with that deficit.
So Lawson hits. Wynn not nearly blowing as hard in from right field as it was about an hour ago when he hit in the 4th inning. That went in there for a strike. 95 at the knees. You see it still blowing in slightly, or across from right center as he takes that one off the plate. Lawson has been deadly with runners in scoring position this year, a .536 average. Nato getting his lead from second, and Lawson will hit one out in the gap in left center field. That ball is down, and Nato will score easily. Halfway up the wall, Lawson goes shopping in the gap for his second knock of the night, and the Gators get a couple back here in the 7th.
Well, needed to answer a couple crooked numbers in the last few innings, and he gets that, goes with it, as you said. The ball just spun on him, almost knocked it out.
10th multi-hit game this year for Lawson. 4 different Gators now have double-digit multi-hit games. Here's Serwick. He's trying to do that tonight.
Boy, one extra run here would really make a difference. Cut it to a grand slam lead.
But Serwick misses a breaking ball. 5 of the 7 runs tonight that the Gators have scored got on base with either a walk or a hit by pitch. Same can be said for the other side, as Serwick chops one right to the third baseman, and across the diamond, throw is in time as Rodriguez snags it at the ankles. So that'll do it. But the Gators get a couple of runs back and trail it now as we go to the 8th, 12-7. It hits, errors, walks, hit batters, and that's why it's a 12-7 game here on a Tuesday night at the Condren Ballpark. Alongside Nick Bomani, Jeff Cardozo here with you. Skylar Sanford will get back to work. He is the 6th Gator pitcher, and he has given up 3 hits and 2 runs over an inning of work through 30 pitches. To get through the last inning, and he'll throw ball 1 to Eric Almonte. Almonte sack bunt his last time up. And then went to second on the throwing error by Cooper Wall. That one, the game was still close. As Sanford misses again. Christian Rodriguez still warming up out in that Gator bullpen. And the righty will get that one in there. Top of the mid at 95 miles an hour. Skylar Sanford, the same track as Joshua Reitner, the Gator closer. Their fastball in there. Both hard throwing righties. Both had Tommy John surgery when they got to campus. Missed a year and trying to come back to really talented arms. Obviously Reitner has taken off in the closer's role as Nato gets a chance at second, and he'll throw over in time for out number 1.
Boy, that was needed. Leadoff guy, get him out. Leads at 5 right now. That's the thing. You just cannot. Surrender any tack on runs here.
Here's Jorge Rodriguez. From Puerto Rico. In the top of the 7th inning, Gators did answer with a couple. Hang a 0, and Sear, Curlin, and Stripling will try to get some more. Gators have had a few innings this year where 5 or more runs. Largest comeback for the Gators. They trailed 11-6 to High Point, as Sear fouls that one off. A lot of the deficits, just a couple of runs. Trailed 3-0 at Miami, came back and won that one.
Yeah, and the High Point game is when, I guess, High Point all of a sudden couldn't throw a strike,
Yep.
right? Okay.
Imploded there in the 9th inning with a chance to sweep.
High Point ended up having a pretty good year. So it's not like losing a High Point was a disgrace. I mean, they're 9-3 in their conference. They're probably a team that will make a regional.
And they played outstanding that weekend as Sear gets jammed, and it's a towering shot out to left center field. It'll be Lee, the lefty, to haul it in for out number 1.
Yeah, that's all that Morales is trying to do here. Get the Gators to put the ball in play and hope it goes to one of the guys in the field.
Here's Cade Curlin. He's had himself a night. 5 straight games with no ribbies, and then 3 on the board tonight with a single and a double.
And that double was huge back in the 6th inning. Tied the game.
Yeah, made it 5-5, and then Gators immediately surrendered. Seven.
That's the impressive part about what we're seeing from Bethune-Cookman.
Curlin got jammed on that one as well, and Lee's going to have another easy chance. For out number 2.
That fly ball total is going up and up, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty crazy. $18 of them now on the day from the Gator offense.
Out of a possible 23. Wow.
Here's Landon Stripling.
Glad I brought my abacus here. But what I was saying, Bethune, you know, they took a punch to the face.
Mm-hmm.
And came back with 7.
Yeah, I give him a lot of credit. Stripling. Takes that one off the plate, especially because of the dominance. You mentioned what the Gators have done to Florida State this year. Of course, won a couple against Miami. Sure. Florida 12-1 this year against teams from the state of Florida. So it'll be 12-2 if they can't come back in this one. And then extend that a little further. This has Auburn and their 13th ranking come in to face the Gators Thursday, Friday, Saturday. A&M, LSU, Mississippi State, South Carolina. You can check out all of them on the ESPN app as well. 9-1-2 here for Bethune-Cookman in the 9th. Christopher Watson.
Big weekend ahead. In fact, it starts in less than 45 hours.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And I think part of that, you certainly why you see the Gators not able to use some of their better arms, because you need them just 2 days from now.
Exactly right.
That one in there for a strike.
That's why it was an opportunity that Sully gave to guys, the younger guys, and not the younger guys. And we saw some guys that has experience. It just has not gone well for the pitchers tonight.
Gators only have a few more midweek games left. After Auburn, they'll play Jacksonville, as Nick mentioned, on Tuesday night next week. Then no midweek game. And then just North Florida after that in a couple of weeks, as Sanford will get the strikeout. He swords Christopher Watson. So back-to-back strikeouts. Sanford has now struck out 3 of the last 5 guys he's faced.
Straight challenge.
Well, here's Darrell Lee at the top of the order. He'll either get a hit or strike out here, as he takes that one up high for ball 1. Well, you don't like my prediction?
You're going by the analytics, right?
That's right. Billy Beanin it up here, as that one is tipped.
Bill James in it up here.
He has struck out 3 times and he has singled twice. Both of those singles have driven in runs.
Wasn't Bill James, did he work at a sausage factory when he started all the analytics stuff up in Massachusetts?
Well, this one hit pretty far out to right. Yost trying to get there, and he won't. So the little guy, Darrell Lee, does in fact get a hit. His 3rd one of the night, and he drives in another run himself on the solo shot, his 3rd of the year. And it's lucky number 13 in the run department for Bethune-Cookman.
The ball was crushed. Pitch is going to be one where it's up. He guesses right. Makes him pay.
And he knew it. Andre Martinez has done that tonight as well, as he fouls this one off in the stands. That came in his first at bat of the night. Martinez had a heck of a night. He was 7 for 20 last week, and he has tacked on 3 more hits tonight. 4 runs batted in. Martinez average 322 now. As he takes that one up high.
And Jeff, you know, we've talked about it, but what you're seeing tonight is a hungry group of kids that Jonathan Hernandez has amassed from internationally, junior colleges, and that formula has really worked successfully for him.
There's definitely a hunger from those players. Face teams like LSU and Florida. And, you know, I think with now the world of the transfer portal and all the things that are happening, I think a lot of schools are understanding that there is that hunger from a JUCO kid.
Yeah, I mean, he's not worried about NIL.
No.
Because I don't, you know, he kind of laughed when I brought up NIL. He said, we don't worry about that here.
Yeah, you just get kids that want to play baseball and want to do it as much as they can. Stanford gets another strikeout. He's got 4 now in relief. And Michael Rodriguez will hit. Rodriguez singled in a run in that 7-run seventh. Eleven guys came to the plate in that inning, as the game was tied at 5 apiece. And that's what you saw in the LSU game as well. And it was the 7th inning. It was a 5 spot in the 7th inning that night at Alex Box, and a 7-run 7th tonight in Gainesville. So I would say the Wildcats like inning number 7. Box, and a 7-run 7th. Another run for the Wildcats as the leadoff man, Lee, leaves the yard with one sweet swing.
Leadoff guy says, I got some power too. I'm just not a punch and Judy guy. 3rd home run of the year. Bethune trying to hang on. They got a big lead. We're going to the bottom of the 9th.
That's what I weighed when I was born, Nick Belmonte. 7 pounds, 11 ounces.
Wow.
Just a few years ago. Cole Stanford fouls one back. 7, 8, 9 here for the Gators. They need 6. Stanford looking for his first hit tonight as Morales spins a breaking ball in there for strike 2. 3 pop-ups for the Gator catcher. He has also walked and scored. He'll take that one down in the dirt. Stanford just 6 for his last. It's 32 now. Average down to 237 as he'll take that one up.